Dre is a BG. I mean a baby gangster. And he ain't even a gangster.
The streets gotta know that this nigga's a fucking freak. He's a phony. You know what I'm saying? He's a fucking phony.
My man, Nori, man. I love you, Nori. Step your rap game up, man.
You acting like a bitch. He said, you acting like a bitch.
Come at me. If I was writing about me, I would kill me.
Beef is when you make your enemies start your Jeep. Beef is when you roll no less than 30 deep. Beef is when I see you, guaranteed to be in ICU. Legendary words by the late, great, notorious B.I.G. from his 1997 Life After Death album. Way back in the good old 1900s, beef and hip-hop was more about I'm better than you MC-wise, or how can I move the crowd more than you? Unless you were breakdancing, which is a whole nother segment of hip-hop often forgotten about along with graffiti. Shout out to pioneers of those elements and what they mean to the culture's foundation. You can't forget your contribution. The only major rapper that died in the 1980s was DJ Scott LaRock of Boogie Down Productions, and that was before the rise of gangster music and hip-hop. In the 90s, we lost Pac and Biggie, respectively. Eazy-E too, but that wasn't at the hands of the streets. That was more like the sheets. Unless you believe the Suge Knight rumor about the needle poking. Roll the clip before the internet deleted forever. You know how they do.
Technology is so high, right?
Right.
So if you shoot somebody, you go to jail forever. So the kids, you don't want to go to jail forever, right? So they got this new thing out there. People sell them all the time. They got this stuff they get blood from somebody with AIDS, and then they shoot you with it.
Oh,
so
well, that seems bad.
That's a slow death.
Yeah.
An easy thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, no. Okay.
Wait, right in the mood.
Yeah. Wow. Well, Suge's terror alert level just went from elevated to high.
Yikes! Sound like an admission of guilt to my ears, but I'm quite sure he was a model citizen of the West Coast. West Side! Point is, beef has been both manufactured and authentic at various phases of hip-hop's existence. The most current one brewing is more like a Mundo burger. Yeah, you remember that Mundo burger, don't you? From Good Burger, yeah. But this is more like a Mundo burger being served as filet mignon at Chick-fil-A? The blog era brought us so many memories in hip-hop and social media that we get nostalgic at just the mention of the word mixtape. Between the freshman class, XXL lineups, streaming sites like Dat Piff, Now Right, and Two Dope Boys, there was underground audio gold bubbling to the surface. And this is where we get the current big three from that era. J. Cole, Jay-Z's Southern apprentice, who became the people's champ like Power Wall and The Rock, respectively. Kendrick Lamar, aka K-Dot, the Compton poet with an infectious creative eye from the hood, co-signed by Dr. Dre. And Drake, the commercial giant with genre-fluid ability arriving via the legendary Cash Money umbrella of Wayne and Baby. Cole was on the 2010 cover, and Kendrick appeared on the 2011 version. Drake wasn't originally chosen to be on the cover, so when they circled around to him, he decided he was above it at that time, which he certainly was, him along with Nicki Minaj. Each one went on to make classic singles, grow their fan base immensely, classic albums, and carve out their own legacy as the heralded big three of modern hip-hop. But there was a whole other big three, and although they had a ton of success in that same era, they've been mostly overlooked, forgotten, and become a second banana to the Rat Pack. Wale, Big Sean, and Big Crit are the MCs I'm referring to, and only in hip-hop could having too much of something good be bad. What prompted me to think about these lost three was the recent Mundo Burger beef between the Metro Boomin and Future K-Dot featured song rumbling through the hip-hop world. Kendrick goes hype beast mode on the sample beat in a scene-stealing verse similar to Control back in the blog era of 2013. Flashback Big Sean? I'm just playing, fam. You definitely held your own on that. Wonder why I never released my own version, because I did write to it. Anyway, I also did a freestyle over that same beat and added my own spin to it too. It's on YouTube and Audio Mac. Go on check that out. Anywho, Kendrick aimed straight for the other two in the big three, no subs, which is unusual because Drake and Cole been outside for years, while Kenny has only peeked outdoors once in maybe 5, 6, with a 2022 album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Where will this go? Who knows, but it's always great for the competitiveness of hip-hop when the top-level acts keep their flame lit on a bit. Plus, I hear there's division amongst Future and Drake. And artists and fans are starting to pick sides, like our NBA All-Star selection. Imagine that. What a time to be alive. Probably the weirdest backstory to this is the fact Big Sean's comeback moment has been ruined by Kendrick's momentum. Jokes and memes have been flying all over social media about the Control verse dropping yet again. Big Sean has been mostly dormant due to personal issues. He did become a father for the first time with sultry singer Janae Akio, so I'm quite sure he's been busy the last couple years until recently, dropping all kind of freestyles about what's been going on and new singles like Precision, which features a sample of Poppin' My Collar by my hometown legends 3 6 Mafia. Mafia! I also crushed that with a freestyle myself. Check it out and give me your honest opinion. It's available on YouTube and AudioMac. But did Kendrick really spoil Mr. I Do It's comeback? Or are we just overhyping all of this? That's for the fans to decide with their ears and clicks. But the forgotten big three of Wale, Big Sean, and Big Crit is a mystery unto itself. Wale was on the 2009 XXL freshman cover. Big Sean was on the 2010 version, and Big Crit was on the 2011 magazine. Their careers have had plenty of highlights, some even high as the original Big Three. I mean, these guys have been able to have commercial and underground success like most MCs would only envy. Somehow I can't help but feel like they don't get the proper recognition and accolades as Cole, Drake, and K-Dot. They've crafted classic mixtapes, albums, and memorable singles in the golden blog era where there was plenty of competition vying for attention. Crizzle fell off the Outkast, UGK, Ball and G tree of Southern Fried Funk, everyday people struggles, and he had an impressive run without needing constant major radio hits. Wale became the most beloved DMV poet with an affinity for great girl records and an integral part of Rick Ross' MMG uprising in the late 2000s. And Big Sean was under the wing of Kanye West at the peak of his powers with good music, making back-to-back mainstream records, but still had a hungry MC-type feel to his projects. Let fans tell it, these three just don't measure up to Cole, Kendrick, and Drizzy, even though they mirror them in a few ways. I see Wale as equal to Kendrick, I see Crit as equal to J. Cole, and I see Big Sean as kind of like a mirror of Drake, in more ways than one. Coincidentally, they've all done a song with each other in some way or another. As of this video, Wale hasn't dropped a full project since 2021's For Lauren 2, and about 6 months ago, he came back with Max Julian, but nothing else, which in that time frame right now is below around 1 million views on YouTube. Crit's last album was the sing-songy 2022 Digital Roses Don't Die album. Many fans weren't too thrilled about the 3 Stacks Love Below vibes it gave off. Regardless, it's still timeless. It's an EP released at the end of 2023. Other than that, Big Crit has been pretty quiet. Big Sean, as previously mentioned, already released some loose freestyles, a brand new single, but his last full project was a collab with the omnipresent Hit Boy in late 2021. He also jumped on the Tiny Desk recently to perform some of his best and most heartfelt material. Immaculate performance. I think y'all should definitely check that out. Maybe these rappers have put out too much product in their primes. Maybe rap fans have moved on from them. Maybe rap fans prefer the big three by and large. Whatever the reason is, these big three should never be forgotten about, nor should they be seen as second fiddles to K-Dot, Drizzy, and Jermaine, because they've held their own for a long time too.